Hey, good morning. It's 7:04 on this Friday, June 6th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. A Friday morning. The sun is shining at least a little bit, and we are ready to get going on the air each Friday at this time for Wilson Bank and Trust. And John C. McDermott III is here this morning. John is the Chief Executive Officer for Wilson Bank and Trust. Good morning.
Morning, Coleman.
It is nice to have you with us.
It's good to be here. Me and you've already shared quite a few stories before we even get started today, right?
Yes. Well, you didn't start with Wilson Bank, but you came along, and in due time, you rose to the top, and we're glad to have the top man with us this morning.
I'll be forever grateful for getting that phone call that gave me the opportunity to come back home to Lebanon. I lost my dad to cancer, like you know, and my mom was here, and we just had our first child, and had the opportunity to come back and be a part of the organization and a place where I grew up. And today I talk about that in orientation, what an honor it is to just be a part, honestly, be a part of that group and be hopefully something's impactful.
Well, Wilson Bank and Trust is a great success story, as we all know, and hit the $5 billion mark in assets last calendar year. What you got to tell us this morning? You got any more good news?
Yeah, I'll just kind of run through a few things that are going on in general. We'll start with that. You know, we try not to talk too much about size. We really try to get better every day. If we get better, we take care of our customers, it will continue to grow. And that's really what's happened in all the markets that we serve. 32 offices now, only the one outside of Middle Tennessee, which is Chattanooga, which me and you talked about a little earlier. That was converted this year to a full-service office. We started as what we call an LPO, loan production office, and now it's full service in Chattanooga, so we're excited about that. We've had two other things that we focused on this first quarter and a half, and one of those is we purchased our first office. There was an opportunity in Cookeville, which has been a tremendous market for us. We were getting ready to find a spot to build or either build out in a rental space area, and F&M Bank was looking to divest themselves in that market. It just didn't fit their footprint, and so we purchased their office there. It's called the Tech Office. It's about a block from Tennessee Tech, and so we've always had a great relationship with the university there, and so we're excited to double down in Cookeville with our second office, and so pretty.
That's got to be a great move, and the location there. I mean, Tennessee Tech is a big entity in Cookeville, Tennessee.
It is, and you know the enrollment there is well over 10,000 students. Again, many of those students come from markets that we serve, and so it's a great opportunity for us to take care of them while they're in college. And in today's environment, you know, I mean, it's about creating those relationships when they're young and holding on to them and being there for them when they need you throughout their lifespan. And so, we've been super excited about that. Got a good office there of young people that they're willing to serve, and so pretty excited there. The other one was we officially opened an office in Century Farms this year as well. That's in the Antioch portion of Nashville, new area. For those of people that are familiar with the Nashville area, it's where the Nashville Soccer Club has their new big practice facility. There's a Tanger Outlets there. Man, it's really expanding there, and so we're excited about that office and being able to serve there. And so, you know, like I said, just continue to grow one at a time is kind of the way we do it, Coleman. You know that. You've watched over time, but it's been fun.
Well, as you expand, do you visit these places quite a bit yourself?
I do. You know, it takes longer than you think, right, when you think about going to 32 different offices. But I really work to try to get to each one of them, you know, once or twice a year. And that doesn't sound like a lot, but we do also bring folks together as well. John Foster, who is our president, and who's just a fantastic partner of mine, he also does that, is doing a better job of that than I am sometimes. He really oversees a lot of the retail, and so we try to kind of team it up together. And we want our teams to see us because, I mean, it's important, right? We care about them. They're what makes it all work. So, we love that.
Well, you've gotten, I'll interject this quickly here, but you've gotten really great reviews for being a good workplace in several different years you've been up there at the top.
We have, you know, and that's, something that we've really focused on and put resources to. The workforce today and what people want in their work environment is different than it was 20 years ago. The days when I came in, I think they said, "Hey, there's your desk and go to work." That was orientation, right? So, and today it's just so much different. And honestly, it's a great approach. We want to make sure that our employees are supported, that they have the training that they need and the resources, and they can grow and learn and be a part of something special and really buy into that. And so that's what we try to accomplish in a lot of different ways, honestly.
Well, I know a lot of them who have advanced, who have started kind of at the bottom. Even you didn't start at the top.
No, sir. You got that right. So, yeah.
What else you got?
I would just say in general, just in talking about the economy, there's been a lot of uncertainty with the change in the leadership with our country. In general, though, our business has stayed pretty steady. I mean, there's some pockets of a little up and down, but in general, it's still pretty strong, and so we're excited about that. We just feel so grateful to be in this Middle Tennessee market and Tennessee in general. So that's been important. Mortgage rates are still hovering just below 7% in the high sixes. We're still seeing a lot of construction loans. We're still seeing small businesses wanting to grow and needing some capital for that. Those have been things that we've been helping our customers with. So we still feel very optimistic about where we are and what the future looks like for us.
Well, it's great to have you with us today. John C. McDermott III, Chief Executive Officer for Wilson Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender, still here, still independent, still committed to you. Excellence in banking since 1987. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Coleman. Always great to visit.
All right, we're about 10 and a half after the hour, and on this Friday, we have another Friday Senate report. Regardless of the formality here he is, Senator Mark Bodie.
Good morning, Coleman. What a great day.
It's looking nice out there today.
Coleman, it is beautiful. I guess summer's kind of finally arrived, but I told my wife this has been a terrific spring. It has been wonderful. It's been cool. It hasn't been so oppressive and such. We even got a little garden in.
Well, how's it going?
Not as well as I'd like to. The deer love it. So...
Well, we get your drift.
I went out, our blueberries were just starting to come in, and I went out to look at them, and I had just cardinals and blue jays, and they all flew away, and they flew away with my blueberries as well. So, but it's been good.
What have you been doing since the legislature adjourned?
So I have actually been going out and doing a lot of speaking engagements, but before I go into there, I want to just go back in history a minute, and this is D-Day.
Yes.
All right? And Coleman, we try and remember Veterans Day and Memorial Day, but this was a day that changed the direction of our world, of the history. And, I want to just take pause, because to know the number of people that died on that beach and what happened and such, and they're willing to give our lives, their lives for us, and our people in the military are still willing to do that. We kind of think about, man, it's all drones or whatever, but there's still people that say, I'm willing to go fight that battle to make sure that we're free. And I just want to make sure we're shouting out to our veterans, shouting out to the families, and saying we still remember, we still appreciate that.
Yeah, it's certainly a historic invasion, and one that changed the war, changed the course of the war. It really started our path to victory, I think, the invasion of Europe there on D-Day.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And if America had not stepped in to help, we wouldn't be where we are today. So, and I was supposed to actually have a guest here today, Coleman, but he called and he said that he's actually on something else that had come up, but I'll be making sure I bring him in. I've got somebody here out of Wilson County that goes to the White House. He goes up there on a weekly basis, and they're from Wilson County. So I'm going to make sure one of the times I'm coming up here, I'm going to have him on the guest. He's Mark. I owe you. I just couldn't make it today. Something came up, but I'll bring him in the future.
Yeah. Okay. Well, in the meantime, there's plenty of time for us to talk about whatever's on your mind. It looks like you brought plenty of material.
Oh, I did, Coleman. But so the first thing, Barb and I went down, my wife and I, we were just at Atlanta this week, and I'm the head of the Israeli caucus here in Tennessee. So on the Senate side, and Scott Sapicki is on the House side. our foreign ambassador, and they call him the general consulate, is leaving for the Southeast, and her name was Anat, and so we went down. Tennessee's given her a presentation and such, so I had the honor of making sure I gave her that presentation down in Atlanta, and that was kind of cool. We're working very strong with Israel, and we want to stand up for Israel. So Tennessee and Israel, we've got a very good working relationship, and we're trying to see what we can do for more of an economic relationship between the two, the state and the state of Israel. So we did that. I also went over and met with Randy Boyd. And Randy, of course, is the president of UT. He ran for governor, but he's president of UT. And we're looking at, I'm on the education committee, so I'm very much, all the higher education has to come through my committee. And so I'm trying to meet with him and his budget, what he's looking for. And Tennessee is kind of a unique situation where most college enrollments around this nation are going down. In Tennessee, our college enrollments are going up. In fact, they're even going up. Tennessee's growing as a state, but we're growing faster with our college enrollment than we are even the growth of Tennessee. So we're very much looking to see how we're an outlier, what we can do to continue that. We're getting some of the best people in Tennessee to go to school. We want to make sure that they stay here when they graduate.
What anything you can point your finger at, attribute to the we're growing and others are falling down?
Well, it's not just the UT system, but I look at Cumberland, and Cumberland's growing dramatically. I mean, and I have to say it's the leadership. I think it's the leadership of President Paul Stump, leadership of Randy Boyd and some of the other colleges and such. They have taken advantage of things like the Tennessee Promise. They're taking advantage of a lot of things that Tennessee's done to help with the financing of the college education, and the results that they're getting are impressive. The people are getting a job, they're getting into the workforce, where some of the other places in the nation, when they're graduating, they're having a harder time finding employment. But in Tennessee, we're doing a pretty good job of that.
All right, it's time for us to take a break. Senator Mark Pody is here. Our Friday Senate Report on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
Let's see what's happening on the roadways. And it's all brought to you by our friends at Absolute Kubota. They'll help you rent the right tool for the job. The Kubota Orange Rental Program makes it easy to rent the right equipment. Stop by Absolute Kubota, check out the U35 excavator or the SVL 75 compact track loader, 1506 West Main. Now with traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning, north of town. They were moving a stalled vehicle on 24 westbound, just past OHB, like you're headed up towards the Jolton area. It's picked up with more traffic, 65 southbound here at Trinity Lane. All that traffic flow coming down from the north there through Madison. It's busy, but moving through the Mount Juliet area on over into Hermitage as that builds pretty good on I-40 going westbound. Hey, when you need dependable towing for your car or big truck in Middle Tennessee, call STR Towing and Recovery. Just check them out for yourself at strtow.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Gregory Dental Group in Lebanon is in a new location, 1746 West Main in Lebanon, across from Sports Village. Gregory Dental Group offers cosmetic procedures, dental implant services, and digital dentures. Premium dentures in just 2 appointments.
Hi, I'm Dr. Derek Gregory. In my office, you can count on a compassionate staff who will truly listen to you, take the time to get to know you, and discuss your personal needs.
No insurance? No problem. Call about the discount plan. Gregory Dental Group, 444-0322.
Here's District Attorney General Jason Lawson.
I've seen people who have turned their lives around and become successful in defeating addiction. Every family has people addicted to drugs, and every family knows someone and loves someone and wants to come in and change that. Everyone knows someone who is caught up in that situation. Recovery is possible. People do it every day, and you can too. Ask for help. You don't have to do this alone.
Visit WilcoAddictionHelp.com or call 615-549-5777.
Walker.
Coleman and Company here on a Friday, our Friday Senate Report with Senator Mark Pody. Senator Pody is here a couple of times a month during while the legislature is not in session, but it's good to see you. Otherwise, we go from maybe the end of May till next January. Don't see that much of you, but we're going to be seeing more of you, especially this year. We'll see how it goes after that.
Yeah. Well, and Coleman, I got to tell you, having this kind of contact with constituents, people listen to this show, especially listening to the Coleman Walker show. A lot of people get their news, and I'll hear people today they'll say, "Hey, I heard John Coleman today." They don't say heard it on Pody. They say always call Coleman. They say we heard John Coleman today. So I'll be out and about, and those will be some of the comments I'll hear every single time I'm on here. So I want to keep in touch. I want to make sure constituents know how to get a hold of me and know that I'm available if they need me.
All right, what's next?
So the next thing is we have something that we did last year, and we said that we want to have the month of July, which is the very first month of our fiscal year for the state of Tennessee. We want to take that month and we want to say, you know what, we really want to pray. We really want to have the opportunity for those that want to participate to pray and intermittent fasting of any type to say, God, we want you. We believe in you, that we think that this is important. So on July 1st, we're going to be meeting at City Hall, Rick Bell, and we're inviting people to come down. It'll be 11 a.m., and we're just going to say we're going to take an hour for those that can, and we're going to just pray for our county, for our state, and for our nation, and just
maybe our city as well.
Maybe our city as well. I'm sure Rick's going to be right there. But yes, we appreciate what the mayor's done. And, last time I think we had it at the courthouse steps that, I think we just want to keep rotating it around a little bit, but we appreciated Randall Hutto and this is important to us. Now, this year, we've got somebody that is coming in to kind of help kick us off. We'll be one of the first ones in the state, but his name is Hank Irwin. A lot of people may not know who he is right off, but he is the guy that actually did Woodlawn, and this was a movie. And if we go back in the 1970s, there was a high school in Alabama, and it was going through desegregation, and he was down at that school at that point when all this was happening. And they went on to winning like state champion, and how that happened and what God did in the movement. And it's a very, very inspirational story. Now, his kids are very much involved in movie making, and there's something going on right now. People might watch The House of David, which is a series, it's a pretty successful series. So he's involved in that. There's another movie called I Can Only Imagine. And so they're coming out with part 2 of that movie. He's very, very much involved in things that are going on that way. So he was a state legislator. He was actually a senator in Alabama. And so when he heard about this, he said, boy, I want to make this go nationwide. So this prayer and fasting for what we're doing in Tennessee, he's going to be leading up an effort to move it across different parts of the state. So he's going to be here in Lebanon, Tennessee. And if anybody wants to see that movie, it's a free movie. It's Woodlawn. It's a really cool movie to watch. So that'll be on July 1st at 11 o'clock. We're going to be doing that with Hank Irwin. The next thing I want to kind of touch on, Coleman, is we've been looking at Tennessee, and, during the summer, during this time, I get to do a lot of studying and reading, but we're one of the youngest states in the nation. When we look at our average age in Tennessee,
really?
We are the 16th youngest state in the nation as far as the age of our population, which is a kind of a cool situation because we got people here in the workforce. We got, and that's, I think, one of the reasons why people are coming to relocate here in Tennessee. Now, if I look at this in the growth that we've had in our income in Wilson County, and the growth that we've had population, Wilson County is, of course, one of the fastest growing in the entire state and the entire nation. We grew about 10.6%. That is the top in the state. We're one of the very fastest growing. And I brought some information. I know nobody can see it, but I want you to have it so you can see where we're coming from. But with that population, our average income is starting to catch up. It used to be Tennessee was way behind in income in the country. But we are literally catching up where the average income right now in the country is about $69,000. Now per capita in Tennessee, it's now $62,000. So we are really inching up from where that used to be. And if we look at where we are in Wilson County, ours is over 68,000, which puts us number 3 in the state. The biggest one right now is Williamson County at 128th and Davidson County at 92. The number 3 is Wilson County in the state. So we are growing along those lines step by step, which is making us the steps that we made over the last few years are starting to show the results that we've been looking for. And we're going to be very proud of what's happening at that point. And if I'm looking at it, if we compare ourselves where Tennessee is internationally, and we're looking where we are with our growth, with our GDP, Tennessee is outperforming the United States. We're outperforming Canada. We're outperforming the United Kingdom, Germany, France, Japan, across the board. Tennessee is actually one of the leading places internationally with how we are growing. And that's why we're watching how many people are moving into Tennessee. And Coleman, they're moving here. And it's incredible to see what's happening.
Well, without a doubt. And a lot of them are moving to Wilson County.
Coleman, and you know, bringing up Wilson County and the growth hits me on something else we've got, and it's our roads. You drive into Nashville, you go around. We got potholes yet. We've got the roads just aren't in the shape that we need to be. And I'm going to tell you,
well, they're not. They just haven't been maintained in recent times. We used to have better roads than we have now. We just did.
Yes.
It is. I don't think anybody can hardly argue that is a problem. That is a challenge. And I know you've been onto it for some time. You still are, but there's not enough being done.
That's it. For 7 years, we have been trying to bring legislation for more funding, and we're getting more funding. It's working. And in fact, this last year, the governor signed into law some of the things that we've been pushing. So even on that, we're making strides to get it done. But I just don't think it's enough. We need more money for our transportation. And I've been able to, progress through where I'm actually on that committee now. And not only on the committee, I'm moving up in the chair, so I'm vice chairman of that. But we're trying to make sure Wilson County is being taken care of. In fact, I've got a few of the projects that are here in Wilson County that are being funded. Now, typically, to get something done, it's got to go through 3 phases. Okay, you got to go through what they call preliminary engineering, and that would be phase 1. They got to make sure, hey, what is it going to look like? How would we build the road? What land would we need, and so forth. That's one phase. It's typically funded on its own. The second phase is, okay, once we say that we're going to do this, we got to get the land, so it's called right-of-way, and we got to go, and that can take a long time to buy that property, to whatever we have to do to get the property that we can build the road. Then the third thing would be the construction part of that. And each of those phases can take a long time. We're trying to cut down the time of those phases, and we're trying to make sure instead of funding just one phase at a time, how can we fund all 3 so it doesn't get stuck? We'll only do one thing. We're going to try and, once we start a project, we want to get the whole project done and not wait for the next administration because their priorities can change and such. We're trying to move forward that way. But here in Wilson County, there's a few things that we've got going. Of course, we got the widening of State Road 171, and that's going to be almost $47.9 million. That anticipation date, we're underneath construction right now, should be in 2030. So that's coming up. That's right around the corner. We've just got a couple years. It is moving forward. And 265, that's being done. That's another 48.6. That's already funded. That's in construction. That's $100 million almost between the 2 projects right there. When we're talking $100 million, that's a lot of money coming in. We also got the widening of the new 40 interchange at Wilson Central. At Central Pike. And that's right now, we've got the estimated cost of about $46.5 million, and we're hoping to have that construction in 2031. I know we're still saying, boy, that's 5 years away, but these are a lot of money that we're spending in Wilson County. I know that they're big projects and such, but we still got to find money to keep keeping our maintenance up in Wilson County and things like that. But it's a very high percentage. And if I look at the number of dollars we're getting per person that lives in Wilson County, we're getting more than most other places in the state. Our county per person is getting more money, but we have more needs. We just,
Do you anticipate finding another revenue stream or some? I know you've worked on this and come up with some ideas, but it takes a while to get them implemented if they enough legislators go for it.
Yes. So we're working hard. In fact, I just had the conversations with the Road Builder Association, and I'm working with them, and we're working with the administration, our current administration, Governor Lee and his office, and Jim Bryson's in finance, to say, what can we do? How can we get more money in there? And they did $1 billion one-time funding again this year, which we're grateful for. But I want money that's reoccurring that we can get into the system. One of the things we're looking at is, I said, what about the sales tax on tires, which we did, and then the sales tax on cars? So I've not been able to get that through. However, what they've said that they might consider doing is saying, let's take 1% per year. That way it's not as big of a bite, because it'd be about $1 billion out of our general fund. If we take 1% per year and implement that over the next 5 or 6 years, at least we'd be getting a big start going, something like that. So we're going to bring that piece of legislation back in January, see what we can't do to take another bite of this.
Well, you are working on it, that's for sure.
Absolutely. And Coleman, I know we're getting close to being done, but I want to tell you that I'm going to have the town hall meeting again. It'll be this morning at the Chamber here in Lebanon. And I got Becky Cagley. She kind of retired from Lebanon Special. She's just an awesome individual. Now, she's still there, but in kind of a different role. So we want to make sure we honor her for her years and years of service. I got Andy Huddleston. He runs one of the nonprofits here. And then Rob Joynes. Rob Joynes is actually does the marching band for a lot of them. He's up in Trousdale County, but he lives here in Wilson County, and he's been in charge of the bands all over the state and putting on championships, and some of them, we're going to be honoring those this morning at the Chamber. So, I just want to make sure we let the people have the recognition that have done something in the community.
And that starts at what time?
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
So that'll run typically from 8 to 8:30 or 9 if there's more people there. We just want to make sure if there's some people hey, I need comments, I need help, whatever, we're there to make sure we can proceed forward with whatever those needs are.
Okay. Well, yeah, that about takes care of our time this morning, but Senator, good to see you, and we'll do it again next time. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Coleman.
Senator Mark Pody, our Friday Senate report, and a break right here in part 2 coming up on FM 98.9.
Let's see what's happening on the roadways, and it's all brought to you by Bates Ford. Low price tire guarantee on all tires every day up to 30 days after the sale. There'll be any competitors pricing on the tires they sell. 1780 Franklin Road. Now at traffic. Here's Chuck.
Good morning. It looks like it was running a little bit heavy and slow on 840 westbound, just past that Elmaville exit as you come out of Rutherford County towards Williamson County on 840 going westbound. Again, that's running a little bit slow through there. Still a little bit slow on 24 westbound at OHB north of town, like you're headed up towards the Jolton area. They just moved a stalled car. Plenty of radar scattered down I-40 in Dixon County this morning, and also I-40 out in the Mount Juliet area. Watch your speed. If you've recently suffered hail or storm damage to your roof, now your roof is leaking, call Independent Roofing Specialists. Check them out first at irsroofs.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
At Wilson Bank and Trust, we believe you shouldn't have to choose between personal service and digital solutions. As your local independent bank, we're proud to offer the relationships and trusted service you expect, along with the tools and technology that keep you moving forward. So whether you're growing a business, buying a home, or planning for the future, we're here to help. Because this isn't just where we work, it's where we live, too. Wilson Bank and Trust, here to get you there. Member FDIC.
We'll have showers and thunderstorms likely for today. Some of those may be strong to severe. Highs will be in the mid-80s. Thunderstorms continue for tonight. Lows around 70, and then scattered showers and storms again for Saturday. Highs in the lower 80s. This weather forecast brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. With your severe view forecast, I'm Storm Specialist Drew Richards.
Plug last night, so it's pretty easy.
We welcome you to part 2 of Coleman and Company. And here on a Friday morning, as we always do, we feature the C&D team of Exit Rocky Top Realty, 1330 West Main in Lebanon. Great people, great service. We've got Miss Judy this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
We got Miss Medina this morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. Judy Cox, Medina Hemmentoller, and part of the people of the C&D team, people you can trust. All right, Miss Judy, what's on your mind?
Well, I was just thinking about what is the most asked question when people go put their house on the market. I was just thinking about that this morning, and most of the time, what do you think it is? The question they ask the the first question they ask.
What's it worth?
That's right. You're get 10 points, Coleman. That's usually the first thing they want to know is what's my house worth. So that's why we come out and we. It's hard to tell you what your house is worth till we go look at it, and because it could be a lot of upgrades, or it could be needing a lot of upgrades. It could be the neighborhood. There's all kinds of things that go into the CMA. When people say CMA, that's a
comparative market analysis.
That's right, comparative market analysis, because I call it CMA all the time and don't think of the real words. But that takes all the houses in your neighborhood that's comparable to the age of the house, because a lot of neighborhoods now you go through and there's a couple of brand new houses and the rest of them are older. So see, that kind of changes the comps in the neighborhood. And you need to comp it off the age of the house, the square footage of the house, and keep everything apples to apples is what we say. And then a lot of people want to know, well, do I need to get an inspection before I put it on the market? Well, sometimes that's about a 50-50 question. Sometimes people feel more comfortable. I want to get everything fixed before somebody tries to buy it, and then I got to go fix stuff. But 9 times out of 10, different inspectors are going to find something different every time. Even on brand new constructions, we'll have people go, I want an inspection on my brand new house. Well, they'll find things on brand new houses. So it's up to the inspector and how much he checks into, because some of them, they'll say, we didn't check the heat and air, you got to get a heat and air guy to check it. We didn't check the roof, you got to get a roofer to check it. So you're like, what's the inspector doing? But there's certain things that some inspectors do. And then some people say, do I need to go and get a termite contract or check for termites before you put it on the market? Some people do, some people don't, because you got to pay for it. And normally, unless the buyer asks you to, the buyer's going to be paying for their inspection, and a lot of times they'll pay for their termite treatment. So you want to know, do you want to spend the money now, or do you want to take a chance and see if you have to spend it? So we just tell them it's up to you, but it's according to the age of the house and what it looks like till we kind of gear them. It looks like you got a lot of stuff going on here. You might want to get it inspected. So those are questions that they ask us, and then they always want to know, what's closing cost? How much you think if I ask X amount of dollars, how much am I going to walk away with? And we try to do them a net sheet that's a ballpark estimate, because we don't know until they get an actual buyer. Right. So those are questions we can come out and help you answer, and then you can decide. A lot of people think, oh, if you come out there, I got to put it on the market. No, you don't have to put it on the market. If you say, I think I'm going to keep what I got and just stay right here, or I got to think about it a few months, that's fine. There's no obligation, no charge, and then we'll just be ready when you're ready, is what we tell you. So,
and that's the way you operate.
That's how we operate. No, there's no charge for us to come out to tell you, because some people just kind of want to know, should I sell? Should I keep it? Where am I going to go? And some people, they got good equity in their house, but if they sell it, they might not can buy but half the house that they got. So what do you want to do? Is it a matter, I don't want to mow anymore, I don't want all the acreage, or I don't want this size house, or I want to be close to somebody, whatever. So there's all reasons why people do what they do. But we come out, and if you don't want to do it, that's fine. We leave, and we just tell you to call us when you're ready.
Another good lesson from Miss Judy.
Go right ahead.
Medina, it's your turn.
Well, we have an open house this weekend on Saturday from 2 to 4. It's in Stonebridge. It's one of our new listings at 2520 Amberwood Way, and it's in a cul-de-sac, and it has green space in the cul-de-sac in between all the houses, so therefore they always have community get-togethers, parties in that green space, which is a neat idea. I've never seen anything like it as far as a cul-de-sac with green space in between the houses. And it's a big circle, so everybody comes to the green space in the circle and has a get-together, which I think is just a great idea. But anyway, this house is 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, has an extra-large bonus room. It has a covered back porch with a fountain in the back, private backyard. There's nothing, no one building behind you. There's no houses or anything of that nature. So give us a call. That's listed at 554-9. So come by and see me Saturday from 2 to 4, and I'll be glad to show you the house. We also have a farm in Watertown, 28.5 acres. It's 1494 Grant Road in Watertown, and it's listed at 1.3. So give us a call. It is one of these that it should be in good housekeeping magazine. It's meticulously manicured, maintained, beautiful. All you got to do is walk in and start living. And it's beautiful. It's great for if you have horses. It's a farmhouse that is just, like I said, immaculate, with 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, and a 3-car garage with a 16 by 20 pavilion in the back with on concrete. And it has an 8-foot pond on it, and it has a hay barn and other barns as well. So give us a call. There's 22 acres of pasture. Is what it is, and then 2.5 right around the house. Okay. So give us a call for that one. And then if you're looking for a townhome over at Cedar Station off of Castle Heights, we have a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath condo for $299,000. It's a townhome and one owner home, and they're looking for an owner. They're needing to get back to where their farm. They want to go back to their farm. So give us a call. And if you're looking for a house, condo, townhouse, anything of that nature, give us a call. If our sign is not in the yard and you want to see a property, give us a call. We'll be glad to show it to you.
Well, remind everybody that phone number is 615-443-3130.
That's right.
And you always have the last word.
Remember, Coleman, don't forget to call the Realtor of the Year, and don't make a move without us.
That's great. And if you don't know, Medina, Realtor of the Year,
she's going to taunt it for the whole 12 months.
And she's not going to let us forget.
That's right.
And I'll say it one more time. Don't make a move without us.
There you go, Coleman.
Have a great one. See you next time. C&D team exit Rocky Top Realty, and that takes us to about 20 and a half minutes before the hour, and my guests are here for part 2 this morning, and it's a pleasure again to introduce Michelle Hill with Empower Me Center. And Michelle, good morning to you.
Good morning, Coleman.
How you been?
I've been great. How have you been?
Well, I've been fine. It's been a while since we have seen you.
Yeah.
And we have Jessica Rogers, who has joined you with us this morning. Jessica, good morning to you.
Good morning to you as well.
Michelle, I think most people know you've been doing what you're doing, which really, I guess, in a few words, is transforming the lives of individuals with disabilities, and for the most part, younger people, for years and years. And your dreams haven't all come true, but you fulfilled a number of them, and you're still working on it. And you've had some good people, I'm sure, like Jessica here, to help you all the time. But I don't know if there's a special reason for you being here this morning. We got it set up. We always find out what's going on, so get us started.
I love it. Yes. So we wanted to just kind of give you an overview of where we are with everything from our nonprofit standpoint, and talk just a second a little bit about Wyatt's Walk and Run, which is coming up next Saturday, that Jessica, in honor of Jessica's son. And then I also wanted to mention our clay shoot that's coming up in July. So had just a few things we wanted to just come and share with you and all of your listeners.
Well, it's great to see you, and I guess you're busy as ever.
We are in the last day of orientation with our staff to kick off our summer camp program, which starts on Monday. And so shout out to all of our families that are about to embark on us come Monday morning. We're so excited for our 27th year of our summer day camp. And then it also kicks off the summer session for our young adult program, or it's really not young anymore, our adult program with Daydreamers. Our oldest is in their upper 60s.
Wow.
So we can't say young adults anymore.
Well, I think we have enough time here, and why don't you take a minute or two here and kind of start at the beginning and how this got started and where you are in your dream, if you could.
Yeah, absolutely. So all of it started with a bunch of parents that went to a basketball league that wanted their children with disabilities to be able to enjoy the same sport that the siblings were doing. And so the basketball league got created for individuals with disabilities.
How long ago was this?
That was in 1999.
All right.
And so 27 years ago. And so we had the basketball league that January, February, and then we ended up creating the nonprofit and jumped in with the summer day camp because those kids had nothing to do in the summer. And then come to find out they didn't have anything to do really the rest of the year. So we just started adding in all of these other year-round events. So we have the activities at the Wilson County Fair that has been taking place ever since 1999 as well. It's just a special day. We have a fall sports festival, Christmas camp, Easter egg hunt, spring fling, luau's, dances, all kinds of things, 18 scattered events throughout the year. Plus, we implemented an adult program that's now operating 4 days per week.
And you've kind of been at the forefront of this all along. You've had a number of people who have helped you. You've had some great fundraisers. You've added to it, but then you got your location, and I guess that's one of the most exciting things that has happened. It's not complete yet, as I understand it, but you're working hard on it.
Yes.
And maybe almost there.
Yes, well, we are moving right along. We I think we came here right before our luncheon, and we knew we had more information to share then back in April, but we put a deposit down on our building, and so everything is moving right along. We're just very blessed that Tim Stockton is our builder. We're so grateful to Daryl Gilley, Bart Netherlands. They are all helping out with the site work and everything, so things are moving along. We will be in our 10,000 square foot building the first part of next year.
Okay, well, that sounds great. And this event that's coming up, and we got to go to a break here in a minute or two. Let's talk about that.
Yes, so Wyatt's Walk, I'm going to pass that to Jessica, but one thing I would like to say, Coleman, is if anybody, go ahead and mark your calendars for September 27th. That is a Saturday. That's the day where we invite the community out for our party on the property, where everyone can take a tour of our facilities and learn more about what we're doing actually on site on South Hartman Drive.
Okay, Jessica.
Yes. So we are hosting Wyatt's Walk and Run next Saturday, so June 14th. It will be held at Mount Juliet High School, the start and finish. So it is a 5K run for the runners out there, but we also do a walk as well. We have a shorter distance too, a 1 mile fun run walk for families and kiddos who just want to come out and walk and aren't competitive runners. But we hope to kind of host both groups there. And we've been hosting this fundraiser for several years, the last couple to benefit Empower Me Center, which is truly near and dear to our hearts. Our son Wyatt has been a participant for the last 6 years, I think. So just a really special place that we want to give back to for sure.
And what kind of entry fee or what do you do to be a part of this?
Yes, so if you do truly want to run the 5K chip timing and you're super competitive, the entry fee is $35. If you just want to bring your family out and do a walk that morning, the entry fee for that is $25, and you can access that through Empower Me Center's website. The link is on there to get registered, and you can register the morning of too if some people decide to come out last minute. So.
Okay. All right. We have Jessica Rogers and Michelle Hill here this morning at Empower Me Center, and we'll talk more after this break. Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
All right, let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks, Absolute Kubota. They'll help you rent the right tool for the job. The Kubota Orange Rental Program makes it easy to rent the right equipment. Stop by Absolute Kubota. Check out the U35 excavator or the SVL 75 compact track loader, 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Traffic still moving down 65. Normally it'd be heavy here at Trinity Lane as you work your way down through the Madison area. Still running slow on 840 westbound, just past that Elmaville exit as you come out of Rutherford County towards Williamson on 840 going westbound. This morning it's trying to build on 24 west up through the Antioch area coming in from Murfreesboro and Rutherford County. Hey, when it's time to move, call True Friends Moving Company here in Middle Tennessee. That number is 615-240-2811. That's True Friends Moving Company. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
It's time to celebrate Father's Day. Any man can be a father, but it takes someone special to be a dad.
Dad is a son's first hero and a daughter's first love.
Dads are like chocolate chip cookies. They may have chips and they may be a little nutty, but they are sweet and make the world a better place.
A father is someone you look up to no matter how tall you get. Hug a dad today. Don't make a move without us.
Call Judy Cox or Medina Himmensholer at Exit Rocky Top Realty. C&D Team 443-3130.
Cedar City RV, your destination for all things camping. Whether you're looking for travel trailers, fifth wheels, or anything in between, Cedar City RV has you covered. We proudly offer top brands like Forest River, Palomino, Rockwood, Coachman, and more. Plus, expert service after the sale to keep you on the road with confidence. Financing is available, making it easier than ever to start your next adventure. Visit us online at cedarcityrv.com or stop by our location at 1102 Sparta Pike in Lebanon to explore new and previously enjoyed models today.
Finally happened.
And we continue here, our final segment on Coleman and Company for Friday morning. Thanks for joining us. And again, Michelle Hill and Jessica Rogers are my guests with Empower Me Center. We've let you know a few things, but we've got more to talk about. What else you want to tell us, Michelle?
Yeah, I just want to also say that we have our Shooting for the Future clay shoot, which will take place on July 12th. It will be held at the Nashville Gun Club. The event sponsor is Shannon Specs Electric. We're just very blessed to have them join us and sponsor this event. Again, this year, they're wonderful to us, and a huge shout out to them. We have a blue course and a red course going on out there where people that have lots of experience and those that don't, or come in with a 4-person team, or individuals can shoot at multiple stations and just enjoy a morning of clay shooting.
Yeah. Well, to each his own, and
that's right.
Everybody doesn't do everything, but there's you come up with a lot of different ideas and get as many people as possible involved, I guess.
Well, I think that's one thing we have been blessed with is people bringing ideas to us,
Mm-hmm.
and so this was ideas of Rick Archer and Debbie Melvin brought this idea to us, and they're helping spearhead this, just like Jessica bringing Wyatt's Walk to us. So Jessica's on our board of directors as well, and that's what makes this organization work, is people in the community stepping up to help us in however way they can to help us raise the funds that we need to build the facilities to serve our population.
Well, Jessica, is there any particular thing maybe really got you going, as we might say, whetted your appetite in the beginning to do what you're doing and to help the Empower Me Center?
Yes, I think it all kind of centered around our son Wyatt. Like I said, he's participated with Empower Me for the last 6 years. Wyatt has a really rare genetic syndrome called Smith-Magenis syndrome, so really kind of affects every aspect of his life. And he started with Empower Me Center when he was 5, and it was just a godsend for our family, really. I mean, these ladies wrapped around Wyatt and us, and just really cared for him, gave him a place where he's loved, accepted, all these activities that he can do year-round, and the summer camp is just huge. But we know that there are so many more families like ours that we're full, and so just to create the space, to have the location and the facility is something that's a huge driver for us.
I suppose as far as your goals or your future, the sky is almost the limit here. But I mean, it depends, of course, on the resources and what is made available. But there's so many opportunities here if you can step up to the plate and fulfill them. Is that the way you feel, Michelle?
Absolutely, yes. So our summer day camp filled up in 3 days. 3 days. So we finally had to put it out on social media that we were full, that we could not take anymore, because people were still overnighting their applications and sending us, $1,000 check for them to stay all the summer. So we, the great thing about being in the building the first part of next year is that next summer we'll be able to double our enrollment, and then the Daydreamers adult program will go to 5 days a week instead of just 4 days a week, which will really meet a lot of the needs of our working parents that don't have any place for their adult with disabilities to be able to go.
Well, now, adding these, expanding here, isn't that going to take more money?
Absolutely.
More resources, but the big word in resources probably is money.
It is. We try our best to keep costs down for the families. A lot of our events are free of charge. We even offer some events for the siblings to come out and participate as well. But it takes funding to be able to do what we do. And so ever since we first started this organization, we've been a penny pinching organization. We don't take federal or state funding. It is all by the grace and generosity of all of the people in the community that have stepped up to take ownership of this nonprofit that's here in Wilson County that also serves, over the past 27 years, kids from 28 different Middle Tennessee counties.
Really?
Yes. Okay. So people come from all over because there's really nothing else in those other counties. And so we're kind of the hub of it. And so the need is huge for funding, and that's why some of these fundraisers are very important.
Well, we were talking during the break here a little bit about your location there on Hartman Drive, and you're saying that you're hopefully maybe this time next summer or by the end of next summer, you're going to, that part of the dream is going to be fulfilled and complete?
It is. We'll hope to have our soccer fields done as well. And so the other part of phase one is our bocce courts and a driving range and putting area. And then we have a whole nother phase two with larger buildings and more amenities like a splash pad and a playground and a Miracle League baseball field. So all of that will be coming down the road. But like you said, all of that takes funding. And so we're out there. I'm so blessed with an amazing team of people that are writing grants and are trying their best to raise funds through different fundraisers and just trying to make this happen. And I have such an amazing board and advisory council as well.
But here again, you think how much you have grown, where you've come, where you were a few years ago, and when most that you could do really was your thing in the summertime out at the Ag Center, to Fairgrounds, and that was a little more. But you've had a dream, and you've worked hard and had a lot of people who've joined you, people like Jessica, maybe who had somebody who could benefit from it, but then you're able to contribute yourself. I mean, you're here talking about it this morning, Jessica, so you must be thrilled with what you've seen.
Yes, we are, and really just want to pay it forward, like I said, for other families as well. And it's a dream for all of us, and really this community too, the way that they've wrapped around Empower Me Center over the years. I can tell you from being a family and a parent with a child with unique needs, it's really special to have them here in our community. You don't see organizations like this in other communities.
Well, at some point, you had to make a decision not to accept government funding. What entered into that? I think I have a pretty good idea, and I would probably do the same you did, but that's a leap in faith almost itself.
We got some great advice when we very first started off that if you can avoid it, I would recommend doing that, just because of all the red tape associated with it. And we did attempt. I spent about 80 hours writing one grant, didn't get it, and I'm like, I felt like I could have gone out and just shared our story with some businesses and other individuals, and probably could have gotten that funds that way of people that it really impacted. And so we just decided to focus on basically sharing the dream, sharing what we're trying to accomplish for our families. And we all believe that doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. And so we're going to continue to dream and dream big. And that's what we encourage our kids to do. We just want them to live their best lives and be out there and to enjoy life and dream big.
Well, no doubt you appreciate any kind of monetary contributions, large or small, that anybody can give. But are there other ways? Are you fully staffed? What other needs do you have?
Yeah, so we are always looking for people that are interested. Our Daydreamers program, as it continues to grow, we will need more staff there. Always looking for volunteers. The summer program, the summer sessions for both are great opportunities for people to come out and learn more about us. And so all they have to do is just reach out to us on our website, empowermecenter.com. That's how they can learn more about all the different fundraising events, but even just our programs in general. We've had lots of civic clubs and even like churches that have taken our wish list and just gone and gotten some of the supplies that we need, and just different things like that are different ways that also people can help us. So
what about help? Maybe younger people volunteering. Do you have much of that?
We do. We have some church youth groups will come out as a whole. the missions. There's some people that come in from out of state and come and do their missionary work with us during the summertime for a week, which I think is so incredible. It gives them an opportunity to experience life with individuals with all different types of disabilities, and basically to realize they are just kids or young adults that just want to enjoy life and have fun, just like any other child does. They just may have some unique needs that our staff is able to meet those needs, but we just want everybody to realize that everyone has a special gift to give this world, and we just love all of our participants.
All right, we got about 3 minutes left, and I think we ought to go over again some of the things we mentioned in the beginning, your events that are coming up. So let's fill that up with what people can expect from now for the next few weeks and months.
Yeah, so we have Wyatt's Walk and Run next Saturday, June 14th, starting and ending at Mount Juliet High School. So it will pick up the Greenway there in Mount Juliet that goes through Charlie Daniels Park and comes back. But we hope to have a really good crowd out there. Have had really, really great sponsors. Really thankful for our presenting sponsor, Fleming Homes, which has been a huge supporter of our run walk for years and a huge supporter of Empower Me Center. So just really excited to have a good group of families come out, and all the funds raised from Wyatt's Walk and Run will go directly to the building campaign for the new facility. So we're really excited about that.
Okay. Well, that's the first thing. The next thing, right?
Right.
You got a few after that you want to mention?
We do. So the clay shoot is on July 12th. It's sponsored by Shannon Specs Electric. People can as well go on our website and find out more information about that and how they can participate. And that will be held at the Nashville Gun Club. And then I mentioned we just want everybody to go ahead and put on your calendar. Saturday, September 27th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. is our party on the property. And that's everyone. It's open to the entire community to come out and just get an update on where we are with the building project, and just have a big party out there and enjoy just the progress that we've made.
Well, I think the community, the local area has been pretty kind to you over the years, really. But you've come a long way, but you're not there yet. And we appreciate being able to have you out here and get a progress report from time to time, and appreciate what you're doing. But Michelle, it seems your whole life is wrapped around this, and I have to say I admire you for this. Although sometimes I wonder how you're able to have the energy and to keep on and on and on. But so far so good.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you, Coleman. Well, like I said, I feel like everybody has a special gift to give this world, and I've just been very blessed to be able to do what I love, and my bucket gets filled up, I feel like, more than I could ever fill up somebody else's bucket.
All right. Again, you can check out their website and make a contribution or find out anything else that you might like to know about what's going on. It's www.empowermecenter.com. And I want to thank you, Jessica Rogers, for being with us this morning, and Michelle Hill. Good to have another progress report. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Coleman.
Well, that's going to do it for this Friday. Have a nice weekend, everybody. And until Monday, I wish you a fantastic day.